Oh, yes. I just got up from a nap. My hair was so jacked up, I had to just put a hat on. So I took the camera off. I'm holding it in my hand. We're just going to do a little freestyle. Don Lemon can't believe Trump got Man of the Year. And Scott Jennings, Lonely Scott Jennings at the CNN is talking about why Trump's victory is so insane. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. All my people are out there. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Why don't you guys give us a thumbs up right now? Get us about 1,000 thumbs up. Boom, the channel takes off.
And just talk to us about what sort of impact the president-elect has had on the shape of U.S. politics this year alone.
Well, first of all, it's the greatest comeback story in American political history.
Now, that is not an exaggeration. It might be an exaggeration if Trump said it. In fact, he originally said it, but if you look at the math, it is the greatest comeback in American history. There's Trump on the cover, Person of the Year for Time magazine. Now, he's been on the cover before, but this one, he's actually looking presidential and dominant. He's backlit a little bit. He's got his leg up in a very handsome pose. Clearly, the art director was given direction. Don't make him look divisive or mean or degrade him in any way. Let's make him look presidential. That is a huge change in culture. When liberal art directors at Time magazine are giving Trump some cred.
I mean, when you think about all the things you just listed that he survived, from the political stuff to the lawfare to the assassination attempts to the Democrats changing out their campaign, when you think about all the unprecedented stuff that he had to survive in order to come back from losing in 2020 to winning not just the Electoral College, but the popular vote in 2024, there's never been anything like it.
Politics, it started so dark and weird and ended up so light and weird. Even though Trump won and just dominated, it's still weird. Ooh, look at the black circles under my eyes, man. I don't have good lighting on me. I like how on CNN here, they're kind of trying to give Scott Jennings a little shade, because look at under his chyron, Scott Jennings, former senior advisor to Mitch McConnell. Now that's very mean to do, CNN. Is that nice? Meanwhile, here's Don Lemon, disgraced, fired Don Lemon.
Now you think about what encompasses Person of the Year. Just because you are elected president of the United States does not mean that you should be Person of the Year. What Time magazine, what are you doing?
Time magazine, what are you doing? Giving Donald Trump Person of the Year. One in the most significant, the most devastating, the most amazing comeback in history, and you give Trump credit. Don Lemon, he is having a cow.
One of the superpowers of Donald Trump is that he's the breaker of narratives. And there were always narratives around him that he could never win the election, that the case in New York was going to bring him down, that, you know, this or that was going to be the thing that finally brought down Donald Trump, or that Kamala Harris was the greatest presidential candidate we've ever seen, and so on and so forth. Trump is the breaker of narratives, and I think he exposed really the political information distribution complex in this election for what it is, which is often a distributor of narratives and not facts.
He has to say that they're a distributor of narrators, not facts, because he couldn't say CNN to their face they're a distribution of lies, which is what CNN is. Almost everyone but Scott lied about the president. He's trying to be gentle on him, but Trump is the breaker of narratives. People set him up to lose. They tried to kill him twice. They made him into a felony. I can't go down that laundry list again. I'm talking about even the Republicans were saying, you can't win. Everyone at Commentary Magazine, the National Review editors, this is like the William F. Buckley, the people that inherited that, were going, other than Trump can't win, he can't win. And the people had a say about the narratives. We, the people, you guys, this is a huge victory for the people against the media, the liars, the elites, the powerful people. It was the guy that swung a hammer. It was the multi-generational Mexican family that got here legally. It was our revolt, the people's revolt against the snobs. Remember Caddyshack, the movie? It's the snobs against the slobs. And Bill Murray was one of the slobs, the good guys, versus the upper crust. Here's more Don Lemon refusing to understand, refusing to learn, which is why he deserves to be relegated to a crummy little podcast.
You have someone on the cover of your magazine who is an adjudicated assaulter. You have someone who inspired an insurrection. You have someone who without a doubt, the evidence is there, tried to overturn a free and fair election. You had someone who had multiple criminal counts and found guilty on multiple criminal counts.
Those are all lies that he's repeating. He's still stuck there. He's still trying to reinforce it. Don Lemon, keep repeating it. You will remain irrelevant. He couldn't even offer the other side. He's acting. He can't really be in shock that Trump got Man of the Year, but that's really what his main crisis is over today. Maybe he's just doing his job spewing because he needs to get an anti-Trump audience, all three of them.
And a lot of people came out and supported Donald Trump because they felt like they were being lied to by the current administration. They had a real mistrust of the policies that had been instituted. They were upset about the economy. The border was, and I think he's right, the border was really on people's minds for all of the societal impacts of that. And he broke all of the narratives around it that was coming out of the media and coming out of the Democrats and won this huge victory.
Trump was more powerful of a narrative maker, that is an opinion maker, than the media. And he didn't own a network. It's not like little tiny Fox News beat ABC, NBC, and CBS. It wasn't that. It was Trump was resonating with how people, what we thought about the border, about the economy, about the overreach of social issues on the left, the pushback on the left, the psychosis and abuse, mental abuse of the left, the weaponization of the government, which is terrifying to me personally. Also, the act of normalizing censorship by big tech media, which, as you guys know on YouTube, I'm furious. And I'm thankful that all you guys came on this journey with us. I'm happy to get to have you to celebrate this win with.
And you name them Person of the Year? Is this a joke? Did we get something wrong? Did someone scam us? Are we sure about this, producers?
Did Don Lemon get something wrong? Maybe you can let him know in the comments below just what he got wrong. The question is, did Don Lemon, did he get anything right?
There is a convicted felon on the cover of Time magazine as the Person of the Year. Maybe we're being scammed.
Yes. For the first time, convicted felon. Put that convicted felon in the White House. First convicted felon for president. Doesn't end up revealing something about the American people being soft on felons, or that we have morally declined to a point of accepting a felon. It ends up utterly broadcasting the real truth, which is the government was so corrupt that they made an innocent man a felon.
I think it's earth-shattering what he did, not just for politics, but the way we as Americans receive and process our political information. He kind of bypassed, in some ways, the mainstream media and went right to these alternative media sources, and it turns out his entire strategy around that was correct.
I think alternative media, I think we've had his back all along. Thank God for alternative media, that the mainstream media, it broke. And Trump is just flying, having the time of his life. Person of the Year. I'm Doug in Exile. Thanks for hanging.